Hello, Internet. I'm Fat, Naked, and Richard Neal. Clearly, this is another naked blog in the style of Tricia Hirschberger, who does these things for reasons of perhaps embarrassing fat men like me. And today our topic is, how do I put this? Would you be event staff? Would you like to be a booth babe? Would you like to be one of those people who work at a convention at the booth who explain products to other people? Well, I kind of did this once, actually, for Verizon. But I wasn't at a convention. I was in store. It was a precursor to my last few months as a security officer for a contract company, and my last semester in college I was security at a Verizon store during the holidays. So this was an experience where I greeted people, I assisted people, primarily was there to look big and scary and keep people in line, but in a very friendly and non-threatening manner. And I did it 12 to 16 hours a day, 7 days a week, for a very long time, it felt like. Here's the thing. If you're doing it for a weekend, I'd totally do it again. Remembering the paycheck, I would probably endure that again regardless of how long I was doing it, because I did get paid very well working all that overtime. But it required a lot of what's called core strength, because I'm built like Russian tank. The Russian tank does not stand up on two legs and walk around. So, very hard for my back. Yes, caused me back problems for something like 2 years. It was not an easy experience. By about the second week, I remember being in very severe pain. By the third week, I entered a state of ketosis, which, you probably have heard about diabetic ketosis. This is a state in which your body begins to consume its fat reserves, which was not a bad thing, but the problem is, at that point, you get very, very, very thirsty. And as you get very, very thirsty, you of course drink a lot of water, because as your body consumes its fat reserves, it begins to release toxins from those fat reserves, which get into your kidneys, and you've got to get rid of them. So you run to the restroom a lot. And when I mean a lot, I mean maybe every 20 minutes. And I remember going to work thinking, gee, I'm going to be thirsty, grabbing 6-liter bottles of water, finishing them all before getting to work, and then filling them at the machine, and then, just running to the restroom every 20 minutes, because I had come off of a job where I basically sat around all day. So standing all day for 12 hours was a major reduction in calories, or was a major calorie burn for me. So, would I do it again if it paid well? Did I enjoy doing it? Hell no. I will also say it was a very interesting experience. I mean, I had a man recount the story of how his nephew had committed suicide. That was interesting. He cried in front of me. I don't know what to say about that. I mean, basically, I occupied him while the salespeople were assisting customers. He was happy that somebody was willing to speak to him. Someone was willing to listen. Sometimes that's all we need. And, yeah, crazy experience. I dealt with a man I believe was a World War II veteran who was very old, and he couldn't hear anymore. So he was always shouting, and he was shouting at people. It got to the point where he was sort of at the crazy old man stage, because I remember why. the blood vessels leading to the brain have begun to shrink, essentially. They've gotten all clogged up. So his brain isn't getting enough nutrients. So he's getting this kind of early onset, or early stages, rather, of senile dementia. So he doesn't really know what he's doing anymore. And he's yelling because he can't hear. He thinks he's at regular volume. He's speaking very loudly because those ears just don't work anymore. So you're just talking to this old man, kind of trying to make sure he doesn't yell at the wrong person and doesn't make a scene. Trying to be friendly, trying not to embarrass him, trying not to embarrass others. That was a very interesting experience. The worst experience I had, other than the terrible pain in my back, is I remember I thought this one fellow co-worker there, she was a temporary staff for the holidays. I thought she was coming on to me, and she was very attractive. And then I looked at her hands and saw a wedding ring. This is why I have trust issues. I hate it when women that aren't single forget that they aren't single and make a pass at me. First, you look in the mirror, or I look in the mirror. I hope you don't look in the mirror and say this, but I look in the mirror and think, why? Why would you cheat on someone for me? You're obviously not overwhelmed with emotions. I'm not that attractive. Maybe there are a lot of women out there with a thing for fat guys, but she was married. She had a tendency, I think, to kind of show off like that because she liked the attention. I remember one time she came into work and I thought, gee, it's not Halloween, but that would be a wonderful streetwalker outfit. Ugh. I mean, seriously, woman. No, don't dress like that. Well, I mean, dress however you want to, but this is work. You should really... Business casual was what it was supposed to be. And that was streetwalker-esque with the fishnet stockings, so I didn't care for that. But, I mean, hey, I had to wear a uniform, so I didn't have to worry about my dress. There was also another guy that came in every morning looking like he was hungover, so... Yeah, it's like, you're like, bro, you're gonna get yourself sick. You can't go out and drink every night and then come into work every morning. It's not gonna work that way. Man, this is just temporary for the holidays. I'm young, I can do it. Yeah, well, when you're in your 30s, like I am, you're gonna be feeling it. Not gonna be that great. So yeah. Another experience where I was not working, but I saw someone working, was at the Eco Expo when I was a very young man. I may have been 12 or 13. And I remember there was a guy selling lipotropics, fat burners, things that up your metabolism. And you had these drops that you put on your tongue. And I looked at this man. We didn't stop at his booth, but we stopped at the booth next there and we listened. And I looked at this man who was a majestic mastodon. He easily weighed 500 pounds. Still would make me look small. And he was selling diet pills. Yeah. Well, people said that they took the diet pills and it made their bodies produce heat. Heat production would imply a hotter metabolism, more calories burned. So, theoretically, this could work. I haven't noticed that diet drop thing taken over the market anywhere, so... Yeah. For those of you who are fat like me, I should write a book called Fat Like Me, shouldn't I? Just Fat Like Me, The Struggles of Being Fat. Anyway, for those of you who are fat like me, don't take diet pills. They don't work. My old man took diet pills. Now he can't poop on his own. Not being able to poop on your own is pretty bad. So I've gotten on I've gotten off topic. And I've started to stumble. And that's life. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, why don't you all have a good day, night, or whenever you're watching this video. And remember, next time you go to a convention and see those lovely, lovely ladies, that their job is hard, requires a lot of core strength, and no, they're probably just being nice to you because it's their job. Office Clar, Auf Wiedersehen.